shut up.
Just let go of me.
If you value your life, shut up. Rita, give me that knife.
Let go of me, you bitches!
Then try another time, Rita. There are other ways so you don't get blamed.
You get out of my way, Lance, or I'll kill you too. Then you're gonna have to. Give me that knife, Rita.
I swear I'll run you through if you don't get out of my way.
Give me the knife, Rita.
This is between her and me.
No, you're wrong. It's between all of us. It affects all of us. Give me the knife.
Please, Rita.
Roach, take the knife. Take it back to the kitchen.
Don't you dare. That knife is evidence. You leave it right where it is. A lot of you'll pay for this.
I wouldn't if I were you. No one pays because nothing has happened. Oh, you and Kath Maxwell have been up to a lot, haven't you? It wouldn't take much to persuade the governor just what you've been up to. Roach, pick up the knife. Pick up the knife, Roach. We haven't got much time. The rest of you out.
It was close.
Thank you, Roach. You did well.
Look, Rita, we're sorry. We just didn't want you getting hurt, that's all.
Yeah, look, we didn't mean to let you down. Didn't mean to let me down. I tell you something on the quiet. What happens, the whole bloody place finds out.
Look, I wasn't going to say anything, but Nancy
I
was...
say be quiet, I mean it.
We had a right to know where you're
No, you
going.
didn't.
Yes, we did. We're your friends and we didn't want to see you locked away in
You
here
just
with the rest
stay
of
out
you.
of my business.
Look, you could have been killed.
That was my choice. It was between me and her, no one else.
But where
Stop it, Alice. Get back to your work.
Well, go on. Do as you're told. Madam Conscience here has spoken.
Well, Sister Hall must have thought Maxwell was fit or she wouldn't let her go back with the other women.
I'm telling you, she's not well. It's ludicrous to keep her here.
And what do you suggest?
I think the governor should approach the minister and have her transferred to Barnhurst.
It's not procedure, Joan. It's a court decision. I must say you surprise me. Always thought you considered women like that to be
Look,
absolute
she is
scum.
punishing herself far more than this place could.
And why the sudden concern for Maxwell?
It's not sudden. Been keeping an eye on her since the day she arrived.
Yes.
And don't try to blame me for the Moran fiasco. He only added to her troubles with the other women. Look, she simply hasn't got the strength to cope.
Well, we're not in the position to judge that, Joan. It's up to the court.
What's up to the court?
Joan's worried about Maxwell coping.
Oh, thought we all were. Well, I think that by putting her back in with the other women, we'll just tip her over the edge.
Is there a problem I don't know about?
Not yet, but I think it's only a matter of time before someone has another go at her.
Joan thinks she ought to be in sick bay.
I would have preferred that myself, but Sister Hall thinks she's all right and can only go on her advice.
Well, can't we put her in isolation?
Is that what she wants?
No, I'm just simply trying to avoid any pressure that she can't handle.
Meg, I think you'd better get Sister Hall to check her over again and see if she'd prefer to be isolated.
Certainly.
No? When you've got a moment. I'm hoping it'll be resolved shortly. Maxwell's solicitor's here now. She's listed to appear within the next few days.
Well, that's positive news, at least. I hope she's treated fairly. She's been punished enough.
Yes, well, with any luck, she should be paroled or given a light sentence at a prison farm. Would you get Maxwell and take her to the interview room?
Right. I hope he's good.
We all. That's one for the book. Joan agreeing with me.
I wonder.
Jeez, I reckon I could do with a cuppa. How about you, Reet?
Haven't we got that meeting with the screws about work experience?
Yeah, well, I'm with Lurch.
Coming, Nance?
Yes, I think I will.
Lads, I was thinking, seeing yourself good with design, do you think you might...
We're having a chat.
Sketches are pretty...
Certainly.
You coming, Nance?
Yes, I'll be with you in a minute.
Come on, Reet, don't take it out on Nance. She was trying to help you, not the freak. Can't you see that? Get out.
Rita, no one was hurt. That's the main thing. Now, please don't spoil it, Dow.
I said get out!
Seems you're going to have to learn the same way as Maxwell. You know my feelings on murder. No way could I condone it.
Don't give me that. That's what you're in here for.
I didn't kill my
I don't give
husband.
stuff about that. That bitch caused my man's death and I want her.
You punished her for that?
Oh, sure. I gave her a chance to come good. I didn't dump her off the top of the roof and look what happens. She threatens to have my kid brother knocked off. There has only ever been 2 people I care about in this world. Slasher's dead and Bongo's still a sitting duck. How would you feel if it was your Peter staring down the barrel?
Oh, well,
Yes. It doesn't taste so good, does it?
No, I still couldn't kill her like that.
Like what? It was going to be a fair fight, 1-to-1.
Fair? With a
It
knife?
was a better chance than she'd give any of us.
But you could have been dead too. How would that help your brother?
At least I'd have died knowing I tried to protect him.
It would all have been for nothing.
I'd have lived up to me colours. Do you think it was easy? My guts were in knots trying to get up the nerve to face her.
Oh, Rita. Look, you've proved your point. She won't try anything now. Let's just leave it.
No way! She can't help herself. That's why she's got to be fixed.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's me or her. It always has been. But you've thrown a spanner in the works. I tried to do it the fair way, but now it's going to be quiet and quick. And this time no one's going to be around to stop me.
And the little man had broken and the snow had melted all over the floor.
Well, I don't know about the vandals, but that's the only one we brought back with us.
Oh, it was so pretty. I wish I could have been there having the snow fall down on me.
Well, come on, Merle, I've got work to do.
Can I help, can I? Miss Ferguson only gives me cleaning duty.
Well, you have to see one of the officers at lunchtime about that. Look, you get the flour over there for the gravy while I look after the meat. Now, where do I...
Well, what are you doing?
Getting flour for Mr. Pringle.
Oh, good. We'll be quick about it and then get back to your duties. Hello, dear.
Oh, hi. This kitchen, Joyce, here, I don't know how anyone could have worked in here. Everything's in the wrong spot. It's taken me twice as long to prepare anything.
Oh, yes, dear, but I'm sure you'll get shipshape in no time.
Oh, I doubt it.
Listen, Mervyn, I've just been hearing about poor Joan. That woman has been through hell while we've been away.
Well, some people have a knack for creating their own disasters.
Oh, yes, but it isn't her fault. Do you know? She's got nowhere to live. Do you remember her house was burnt to the ground? And then there was that awful mix-up about the insurance. Well, she's totally ruined, living out of a suitcase.
Well, I'm sure she'll survive.
Oh, yes, but it seems so unfair, especially with us about to launch into our new home.
What's unfair? We've worked hard for it. And I'm looking forward to it. You know, I've always wanted a garden with enough room to grow my own vegetables. You can't beat the taste of a homegrown tomato.
Yes, but I'm talking about our flat. It's going to be sold when we move out, and being a deceased estate and all that, Joan might be able to pick it up for a song.
She may well do.
Yes, well, as I was saying, as Joan's got nowhere to live, it perhaps wouldn't hurt us to offer her the spare room for a while.
Merle, stop that!
Joan, for heaven's sake, what do you think you're doing?
Guess it's not like snow.
No.
I thought they'd be rushing in to hear the news. Well, what's keeping them?
Gossip. Or maybe they're scared about being turned down. Must be rough having to request all the things that we take for granted.
Oh, good on you, Reed. For what?
Well, glad you could make it. I think the officers were waiting till you showed.
Yeah, everything's sorted out between you two now? Nancy?
Go on, Nance. Have we reached a friendly agreement?
No, we haven't.
What?
All right, ladies, thank you for your prompt arrival. I think now we can get on with it. Mrs. Reynolds has asked me to announce that we have...
You won't get another opportunity. You realise that, don't you?
She's an accident just waiting to happen.
She'll be our guard the whole time. One wrong move, you'll end up in solitary at Miss Ferguson's mercy.
I'm backing myself. I've got time. I can wait.
She's been in this game a lot longer than you.
I've outsmarted her before. I've got more gut instinct than she'd ever
With
had.
your fellow workmates, your work performance, and your potential to cope in a real work situation. How you deal with problems at the time, etc.
Yeah, it should be good for a laugh. They're covering themselves. We goof off in here, there's no way they're going to let us out.
Jeez, I knew there'd be a catch to it.
The program's aimed to help all of you. Even those of you who don't get chosen, you'll still learn some practical skills that you can use when you're released.
Oh,
Who's going to do the choosing?
The governor will be viewing the tapes.
Mrs. Reynolds has given her approval only on the condition that the project be taken seriously.
So if the tapes don't give that impression, you can kiss the whole idea goodbye.
Yeah, we get the picture. But it's going to be a bit hard to stay serious and sane 24 hours a day in this dump.
The program won't be taking place during your rec time, if that's what you're saying.
Hey, we doing it during lights out, eh?
So long as the morning's work quotas are kept up, the afternoon period will be devoted to the program.
Looks like the governor's making life real easy for them.
Oh, no, there must be hundreds of industrial accidents happening every day.
What are you doing here, Jones?
Oh, gotta get a tablet from the nursery.
From Sister Hall.
Yeah, Sister Hall's gonna give me a tablet. Mrs. Pringle said it was time.
All right, get going then and don't dawdle.
I've got to see Kath first.
You can do that later. Go on, off you go. Maxwell, the solicitor's here.
Oh, can I just get some notes for him?
If you're smart, Maxwell, you'll throw yourself at the mercy of the court. And with a report from here, you could find yourself serving a few years at a prison farm somewhere like Barnhurst.
What are you saying?
That with a good report from the Deputy Governor to your defence counsel and the judge, it might help.
And why would you do that?
Perhaps those mumblings of yours will stop.
Oh, you don't need to worry about those. I'm not interested in trouble. I just want to get out of here.
Good. You might also let me know if anyone tries to hassle you.
But I don't think they'll bother.
Well, let me know if anyone does. Don't think of it as lagging. Just think of it as your ticket out of here. Thought I told you to get going.
It's real important. I'll forget if I don't remember it now.
You want to be on a charge?
Can I just have a moment, please, Miss Ferguson?
1 minute.
Thank you.
I done wrong again.
No, it's all right. Now, what did you want?
That pretty glass thing with the snow and all.
Yeah, it's a terrible shame, isn't
I
it?
was going to give it to Mr. Jackson because he's so good to me.
That's a lovely thought.
I thought we could think of something else to give him.
I'm sure we could. That was very thoughtful of you, Mel. Those tablets must be making you feel better.
Huh, it's not them. They taste awful.
Well, most medicine does, but it's always good for us. I think they're doing you good. You haven't had a single bad mood since you started taking them. Well, have you?
Suppose not. I don't want to even hurt the vandal anymore.
There you are.
Come on, Jones, your time's up. Get off to Sister Hall and no stops on the way.
Hate tablets. Now you take them. I thought we agreed that they were good for you.
Yeah, all right.
OP rum, all right. Good one, Sport, yeah. Hey, how'd you manage to smuggle it in?
That was my problem. Where's the tape?
I'll keep your knickers on. Had to make sure we weren't getting ripped off, eh? Here you go. I told you to be a piece of cake. Oh, we can have a ball with this lot. Yeah. Hey, a few drinks would be just a thing for room. Yeah, we'll surprise them, mate. You know, these are fantastic. This is the sort of life I could get used to. What do you reckon we should ask for next? Champers and caviar? No. Big, juicy strawberries and cream. Oh!
What's that?
Me tablet.
Aren't you meant to swallow them?
Yeah, but I don't like them. They stick in my throat and I can't breathe.
Doesn't all watch you when you take them.
Oh, yeah, most times I just pretend to swallow them. You see, Captain Marvellous was given shrinking tablets by the evil warlord, and he used to hide them under his tongue and then spat them out later, and it was okay to fight another day.
That's pretty clever. Do you do it all the time?
Oh, no, only when Hall isn't watching too close.
Well, I reckon you're doing the right thing.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. You can't be too careful. I mean, you don't know what's in them, do you? Could be something real harmful, like slow poison or something.
But Kat says they're good for me.
Kath doesn't know. She's not a doc, is she?
Nah, but she doesn't tell lies.
No, she doesn't lie. But the Governor Hall might be lying to her.
You reckon?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't trust him. If I were you, I'd be hiding them all and flushing them down the dunny.
I don't know.
Oh, well, that's just me. I mean, if you want to end up real crook and end up being taken away somewhere, that's up to you.
I reckon they might be trying to get rid of me. Well, I'm not going to let them. If Captain Marvellous can fool them, so can I.
So, the Crown prosecutors can't see any problem as long as you still wish to plead guilty.
Oh, yes.
It means we'll be throwing ourselves at the mercy of the judge, but then it negates the trauma of a long drawn-out case before the jury.
Well, that's a relief.
You'll have to present yourself in the best possible light. The judge will be scrutinising you during the whole proceedings. And a lot depends on the character witnesses we provide. If they falter, we could be in trouble.
Yes, I understand that.
Bob Moran has agreed to appear, and I'm confident of his testimony.
Ever reliable Bob.
But I haven't contacted your husband in Perth yet. I felt we should discuss him and his attitude to you.
Well, contact him. I know he'll help. He never really came to terms with why I killed Linda, but I know he wouldn't leave me to rot in here.
He doesn't handle pressure too well, though, does he?
No,
Yeah,
but...
well, that worries me. He could come in for some heavy questioning, and I'm not sure that it's worth the risk.
Look, he'd do whatever I asked him to do.
All right. Leave that one with me.
Oh, there'll also be a report from the Deputy Governor of Wentworth. That should help, shouldn't it?
Oh, yes. That's good. Every bit does in these cases. Of course, you'll be pleading temporary insanity at the time of your child's death, and that this insanity was caused through the trauma of watching her suffer an agonizingly slow death.
No, I knew what I was doing.
But you must plead insanity, otherwise the manslaughter case goes out the window.
No!
Look, with this attitude, it'll be back to murder and a prolonged court case. Look, you must do it my way if you want to avoid the maximum sentence. You're looking at 17 years in this place otherwise. Now, with manslaughter and a temporary insanity plea, you'll get 6 months under parole. Chances are you could walk out of here free. It's the only way.
Hey, look, Gibbs. What? I looked for you at lunch, but I found out you were with your solicitor.
That's right.
Well, you're getting out of what?
I don't know.
But there's a chance, isn't
Maybe.
there? I thought so. You'll get out and I'll be stuck here to look out for myself.
That's your problem, Janet.
No, it's not. You got me into this mess. Now I've got no one to back me up.
You'll think of something.
What's wrong with you? If you've got a chance to get out of here, why aren't you flying over the moon?
It's the way I have... Just leave me alone, will you?
Sure, if that's the way you feel.
Why do you keep trying to play Joan of Arc?
What do you want?
To help? Not all of us are enemies. Some of us would like to help. I mean, if you just lower your shield once in a
I've
while.
tried that. It's never worked.
That's not true. Every time somebody tries, you come back at them like a viper. You got a chance to get out, right? If you have, take it. What's the problem?
You don't understand. No one seems to.
Oh, yes, I do. If I had a chance to get out, I'd give everything.
That's not the point.
All the same, you've got a chance to be free and to start a new life for yourself. You can't keep punishing yourself.
Punishing myself?
I remember times when Zoe cried so much I thought I'd strangle her, just to stop the noise from ringing in my head. I nearly did once. By some miracle, something stopped me. And I rang the doctor, and he gave me the best advice I'd ever had. I went into that kitchen, I banged those pots and pans so hard that they fell off the stove. That's how it worked for me.
It wasn't like that for me.
It's never the same for anyone. How do you think I feel when I've let down the most important person in my life?
Yeah, well, you see, that's where we're different. I haven't let anyone down. Banging pots and pans together could never have helped Linda. How do you comfort someone who's crying out with pain day and night, knowing you can't even hold them because it hurts them even more? She was dying, Laurie, and it was up to me to make it easy for her.
I'm sorry, Kat. I didn't know.
And now I'm expected to take the stand and look remorseful and say how sorry I am and that I didn't mean it because I was out of my head. I'm not. I'm glad Linda isn't suffering anymore.
I'm glad she's not suffering anymore either. I just don't want you to suffer anymore, Kat.
You ought to spend more time exercising your brain, not your body, eh? He's real handy, just the way he is. Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, no one else is stupid as that. Oh, Dad up himself. Yeah, I reckon your mum must have floated around by her brain. Hey, well, off the ground, you mean? I've got a broom? Yeah, your mum's a witch and you're the evil spell she cast on us. Joke's on you, mate.
Bitches! Have your laugh, but make it quick. I'm putting a stop to all these pranks.
Really?
Mrs. Reynolds is going to hear about this. There's no way this gear's going to stay around much longer. Bloody ridiculous allowing them to tape whatever they want.
Oh, I agree, but Mrs. Reynolds wants them to use it for the work program.
Yes, we're here to set it up now. Care to help?
I think it's a waste of time.
It's a worthwhile project, and it'll keep the women occupied.
It'll certainly keep me occupied, as if I haven't got enough to do already.
Delia's handling most of it, isn't she?
She's a trainee. I have to supervise and authorise all the paperwork. It takes time.
If you need any help, I'm sure Meg can afford a few hours.
I can handle it. It's just that I think that these hours could be spent on more worthwhile tasks. With the women off on various projects, we're going to run into a lot of security problems.
I'm aware of our staffing problems.
Miss Reynolds, I thought I heard your voice. Can I have a word, please?
You know the procedure, Wilkinson. Put in a request and you'll be set a time.
Look, I know very well about the procedure, but it'll only take a moment and it is important.
All right, Wilkinson, what is it?
In here, please.
Thank you, Miss Rose.
I'll come straight to the point. It's about Kath Maxwell. She's in a dreadful state after seeing a solicitor. The man's put her in a terrible position, and I just think you should be aware of it.
Look, you don't reckon we're pushing it too far?
Oh, how can we? I mean, Dob asked him. He goes for a row himself.
Oh, I wish I could have seen it.
Oh, don't worry, you will. It'll be written all over his punsy face.
What do you reckon about the real tape? Are we okay where it is?
No, we're going to have to keep moving. The only way of hiding anything in here.
What about the dried stuff, John? That left on the folding table?
Yes, just so long as it looks neat.
Come on, you heard Mrs. Springle. Let's get it right so we can get to the rec room. Come on now, look lively. You know, Mrs. P, I reckon this work release program's the best thing that's happened in here. Really boosts morale.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Collins.
Yeah, I reckon it'll go like clockwork. You don't know what it means to us to have a chance to work outside.
Good.
Ah, about time, Lauren. Keeping it fine, aren't you?
Sorry.
Don't hold us up next time. We don't want to be late for work.
Come on, ladies, make it snappy.
What's wrong with Rita? She's all smiles.
She's found another way to make life difficult for herself. That's what's happened.
What?
The work experience program. She's on her best behaviour now. You and I have got to make sure she doesn't make that work team.
Nancy, you're not making sense.
Come on, I'll tell you as we go.
Bloody hell, quick, will you? Hold your horses. Tape's gone like glue. I can't get unstuck. Look here, give us a go.
What you doing?
We're troubleshooters, you see, gathering info on the Wentworth vandals.
Yeah?
Yeah. See, there's this conspiracy going down. Black market trade on pipes.
Hurry along there. Oh, well, ladies, if you're not interested in going to the rec room and joining the others, you can go back to the laundry and work.
Oh, sorry, Mrs. P. Just popped in for a glass of water, eh?
Right.
Bloody hell, Merle's onto us now. We're gonna have to move the tape later.
One last fold here, and that's it.
Hey, what do you reckon all this means?
I think they've set up an office situation.
It's like a mess to me.
I think everyone's here now.
All right, you ready to get underway? Good. All right, everyone, attention, please. I believe Miss Starr and Mr. Jackson have explained the work program to you. That if all goes well, some of you will be sent out on actual work relief. Right, now how you behave and perform with the tasks set out for you here will be determining who gets selected. And I might add, I won't be looking for the best actress. Now, I want you to give your full support to Miss Starr and Mr. Jackson. They've devoted a lot of time and energy to setting up this project, and it's up to you all to make it work. Right, I'll leave the rest to you. Good luck.
Right, I need 2 women to start with. Patterson and Waters. Well, come on, I'm not going to bite.
Go to it, girls.
Now then, you two will be factory workers packaging expensive toiletries.
Sticking the end to dunny rolls, nothing to that.
Then packaging perfumes and soaps. Now then, you two move to the table.
What do we got to do?
You'll find the packaging equipment in front of you. Mr. Jackson will be the foreman in charge.
Ready to give it a go, girls?
Yeah, but we're new, sir. You're going to show us what to do, aren't you?
Certainly. It's very easy. But you only get one demonstration, so watch carefully. That's 4.5 minutes, and you've only done 6.
I'm going as fast as I can.
You're being paid piecework, you know. You're going to starve to death at this rate.
There you go. It is my first day.
No, it isn't. You've been here 3 months, and you still haven't done it
3
right.
months? Who says?
I do.
There you go.
What do you call this?
Perfect.
Well, it isn't good enough.
I'll give it to him, Rhodes.
Yeah, that's 20 cents of yours he just chucked out.
Okay.
You tell me what is good enough then, Mr. Jackson.
I don't get paid to fold boxes. I get paid to see you do it.
Is that acting, or has he been taking lessons from Joe? He's reminding me of someone in the minister's office.
You're going to be doing 2 hours overtime tonight to make up the numbers, without pay.
Oh. What would you like me to do with this one, Mr. Jackson? Want me to tell you?
Yeah, as far as it'll go.
I don't think the union would be too happy.
Forget it. This is a non-union shop.
Well, that could change in a minute. Yeah. Jones, what on earth do you think you're doing?
You can't get it to work.
You're not using it now.
But I gotta see the, the evidence.
You're not using it now. Now go and stand with the others.
You two sound like a couple of troublemakers to me.
Oh, not us, Mr. Jackson. We're just a couple of poor working girls, real wimps.
Yeah, and don't you forget it.
I thought I was seeing Mrs. Reynolds.
She'll be here shortly. She's expecting you.
What's it about?
Your future.
Yours too, no doubt. Look, I told you I'd keep my mouth shut.
You know, Maxwell, it's going to be very difficult for anyone to help you if you won't help yourself.
What do you care about that?
Does it surprise you? Yes, I suppose it does. Typical. Unless you're some kind of a bleeding heart, then you've got to be a monster. But then you'd know all about that. Maybe that's why I understand your attitude better than most.
They can think what they like.
Yes, I understand that too. But you're going to need more help in court than my attitude report.
Maxwell? No, sit down.
She knows why she's here, Governor.
Good. There are a few things I think need sorting out before you go into court tomorrow.
My solicitor's already briefed me.
I know. With not much success, I gather.
I'm not prepared to put on a show, Mrs. Reynolds.
Is that what you did with Wilkinson? Put on a show?
Laurie, she had no right to talk to you.
She had every right to speak to me. Well, is what you told her putting on a show?
No.
No. But your behaviour at the inquest was, and the way you've been behaving in here. All this I don't care, nothing touches me. You've had a lot to say about honesty. It seems to me the only person you've been honest with is Wilkinson.
That's not true. That was different. It was private.
There's nothing private about what's happened to you. On the contrary, it couldn't be more public.
Look, I can't do it. I just can't walk into that court and look right and sound right and cry at all the right moments. I can't do it.
No one's asking you to. All anyone's suggesting is that you stop hiding. Just simply tell the court what happened to you in the way you told Wilkinson.
What difference will it make?
All the difference in the world. How can anyone possibly understand what you've been through unless you tell them?
Why does any of this matter to you?
Because it does. It matters to everyone who thinks you shouldn't be in here.
The system is meant to be just, Maxwell, not inhuman. Well, I like to know I'm doing my duty in here with good reason. Frankly, Maxwell, you're not good enough reason for any of us.
Yes, well, I wouldn't have put it in quite those words, but what Miss Ferguson says is true. Your being incarcerated here would be the most pointless and futile waste.
Waste?
Yes. How many people do you think would possibly understand what it must be like to watch your own child dying slowly and unpleasantly? There are dozens of women out there in exactly the same position. How different might things have been for you if you'd had someone with that kind of understanding to turn to for support? It doesn't all have to be for nothing. You could be doing so much if you just give the court half a chance.
Overtime? Of course, Mr. Jackson. I can stay back as long as you know.
Right, qualifications. Do you, type?
Typing, 50 words a minute. I do dictaphone, bookkeeping, and a little massage.
I think you'd better take over. I'm going to give her the job in a minute, and I'm sure I shouldn't.
Yeah, there's a crab for star.
I wouldn't count on it.
Right now, Miss Wilkinson, why do you think I should prefer you to any of the other applicants?
You haven't forgotten about your pills, have you? Pills? Shh. Your medication.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking, maybe you shouldn't chuck them out.
But you said I shouldn't take them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you shouldn't flush them down the loo.
What'll I do with them?
Well, why don't you give them to me? I reckon they'd be just the thing for Kat's headaches.
You said I was bad for people.
Sure, big people like you, but they wouldn't hurt someone skinny like Kath.
You reckon?
Yeah, and Kath would be real pleased to get rid of her headaches.
She sure would.
Well, look, how about we keep it a secret until we've got a store of them, and then we'll give her a nice surprise.
She's going to be real pleased, isn't she?
You know how you meet someone and you feel this very special vibe about them? And you know straight away that they're your sort of person. I felt that the minute I sat down here.
I was hoping you'd be here. Huh? Problems?
Sort of. Could kill for a cup of tea.
Oh, that bad, is it?
Kath Maxwell.
Oh. How'd your sales pitch on fighting back go?
She seemed to take some notice. I just hope to heaven she unbends a bit when she gets into that courtroom.
Well, come the crunch, she probably will.
I hope so.
Even if she doesn't. Surely any judge will be perceptive enough to realise what desperation she must have felt.
The only thing we can be sure about with that judge is that he isn't a mother. Times like this, I wish to God there were more women on the bench.
Oh, that's no guarantee of sensitivity.
No, but it might improve the odds a bit in a case like this.
My guess is she'll get a year. At the outside, 2. And with any luck, a suspended sentence.
That'd be the sane decision.
I don't think there'll be much sanity around at the Waters and Brown hearing tomorrow.
On the court rosters?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't care to be the judge who has to try Ida Brown.
No, she's an old rogue, isn't she? Listen, I don't suppose you know anything about how the work experience is going.
Last I saw, they were doing extremely well. Why don't you go down and watch?
Oh, I don't think Marty would want his mother looking over his shoulder, do you?
Well, you can take it from me. Our gain's the theatre's loss.
Good grief.
I think it's going to be a very valuable exercise. They're both doing well, you know. Very.
Seriously?
Oh, I mean it. Given the women's tendency to go overboard at the slightest opportunity, Marty and Delia have got everything well under control.
I paid $36 for this cardigan, and any fool can see it's got a hole in the sleeve.
Yeah, well, how do I know you didn't do it after you bought it?
Because I'm telling you.
Can you prove it?
Of course I can. How can I prove it now? Are you suggesting I'm lying?
She's conning you, Lurch.
I reckon she ought to get her money back. I bought a pair of jeans once and they had a hole in them.
Yeah, well, I never said you was lying.
You implied it.
We could have made a mistake.
I certainly did, shopping here for a start.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with this store. It sells top stuff.
Rubbish, that's what it sells. Bloody rip-off joint, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, nobody did ask you. You're not the customer.
She's right, a rip-off is just what it is. I certainly won't be shopping here again.
Well, bloody well don't then.
Well, I won't shop
I think we're all going to have to agree to call this one a draw.
Yeah, fair enough.
Still reckon she ought to have got her money back.
I think it might be time to take a break and take a look at what we've taped so far.
What about the rest of us having a go?
You'll all get a turn. You can go next, Connors, if you can stand the heat.
Try me.
I hate to do it, but this is where we burst her little bubble.
Right, a rip-off is just what it is. I certainly won't be shopping here again. Well, bloody don't then. Who needs it?
Ran out of tape.
Yeah, sure you did. Good on you, Mr. Jackson. Right, it's my turn. What's it gonna be?
Well, there are a couple of situations we haven't touched on yet. And one of the problems that you
Mr.
ladies...
Jackson, what happens when you have your record thrown up at you?
And people at work have just found out about it.
Yes, how do you handle that sort of thing?
Oh, we haven't really included that in this program.
Oh, yes, but it's not a bad idea. I mean, it's something they're all going to encounter.
Well, what situation do you see it happening in?
Well, say that Lorelei and I are working in an office and, Rita's the new girl.
Me? In an office?
We've just found out that she's an ex-con and we're not too happy about working with her.
And now, wait a minute, what am I going to be doing? I'm not going to be typist or anything like that.
Well, you can do the mail and things.
Yeah, all right. Is that okay with you, Mr. Jackson?
Yeah, I think so. Keep it to a realistic level.
Go, Ray.
G'day.
Just heard you've got a criminal record.
Yep, afraid I have.
Were you a thief or something?
Oh, Struth, no, nothing narky like that.
Still wouldn't leave your handbag hanging around.
Oh, fair go. I only thumped someone.
Assault?
And we got to work with you?
Oh, now settle down, ladies. My antisocial days are over. That was when I was young and stupid.
Where did you get your grotty old leather jacket?
Oh.
Or did you find something decent to wear?
This is my badge of honour.
You were bikey.
Yeah.
I think women who ride motorbikes are rather sick, don't you?
Well, you know what moles they are. Everybody's.
Wrong again. You don't get these by being an easy lay. You're wasting your time. You're not going to get me to drop my bundle. Let me tell you, ladies, about what it's really like inside. I bet you've heard a few fairy stories about that, too. Yeah, I bet I have.
You know, I don't know who's getting the most out of this work experience program. Some of the women or our 2 trainees. Ha! You'd have laughed if you'd seen some of them. They're taking it so seriously.
Well, they ought to.
It's a matter of life and death, the way they were throwing themselves into it.
Much good it'll do.
Oh, I don't know. It was playing it back so they could see themselves. Now, that really was interesting.
If it achieves anything, it'll be a first.
You know, you're looking a bit washed out. You still in that hotel?
Till something more suitable comes along.
You know, it occurred to Mervyn and me the other day that what you really need is something like our flat. And it'll be going for a very reasonable price.
Buy your flat?
Yes. Well, it's close to work, and it's a good investment. It's very roomy, and, well, it'll be immediate vacant possession because Mervyn and I'll be moving in a couple of days just as soon as the finance comes through on our place.
Oh, think about it. Mightn't be a bad idea.
Yes, well, perhaps if you tried it for a few days, see how you like it?
What, rent it?
Oh, I wouldn't feel quite right about charging you rent. No, I was thinking you might come and stay. Now, just for a few days. At least it'd get you out of that hotel.
What, stay with you and Mervyn?
Yes.
Oh, can you imagine Mervyn and me under the same roof?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
What does he have to say about it?
He's perfectly happy about it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm sure we're all adult enough to get on for a day or two.
Tomorrow be all right?
Yes. Tomorrow'll be fine.
Oh, well, I'll come and have a look at the place first.
Right. Whatever you think.
Now watch out for that television.
You know, pregnant women shouldn't carry nothing.
I don't think that's exactly going to bring you to your knees.
Hey, how soon do you reckon we'll know, Mr. Jackson?
I don't think you'll have to wait too long. The governor's looking at the tapes this afternoon.
Oh, bloody hell, I feel sick. I think I better go back.
As soon as you get to the governor's office.
Hey, g'day, Mr. Adams. Should see what we've got on tape. Yeah. Went even better than expected.
Congratulations. Where do you think you're going?
They're taking the video.
It's going to the governor's
I
office.
want to watch me tape.
You can't. Go back to the rec room.
I've got to find out who the vandal is.
It's going to the governor's office, understand?
Nah, they said it was a secret. They're never going to tell the governor, are they?
What?
Oh, nothing. I'm not supposed to tell.
Where did you get that?
Nowhere. It's nothing.
Give it to me.
No, it's not mine. It's not mine.
Right, you two can go back now. We'd better move that tape with Mr. Big Shot on the prowl.
Don't you walk away from me while I'm talking to you. You come back here. Hey, what are you doing?
She's got the tape! Bloody hell!
Jones, now no running in the corridor. You know better than that.
Sorry, Mrs. Morris.
Sister Hall's been looking for you. You're late for your medication.
I was just going.
Very well. And walk. What's got into Jones?
No idea.
She's running as though the very devil were on her tail. Now, what is going on?
No, nothing, Mrs. Morris.
Really? Were you chasing Jones?
No. No, we just had to take the video stuff up to the gate and I had to get back to go to the loo. Can't hold on too long these days, Mrs. M.
Well, get to it. And at a sensible pace.
Yes, Mrs. M. Well, where the hell's she gone now? Oh, damned if I know. But if he gets that tape, I'm going to think about killing her.
Well, she's not my ideal house guest either. But if she's interested in buying the place, then she can't stay in that dreadful hotel forever.
Why not? It's better than having her in her own home.
Oh, but it's only for a few days.
A few days.
Mervyn Pringle, you are being very unreasonable.
A few days with that woman could be the end of a man.
Oh, look, I think she'll probably keep to herself and will hardly even notice she's there.
Oh, no, she won't. She'll be poking around and telling us everything we're doing wrong. Mel, what are you doing in here?
You should be in the rec room.
It's all right. We've got a favourite tonight, haven't we, love?
Oh, yeah, brownies.
She's been in and out all day waiting for them.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Pringle.
Yeah.
I don't know why you don't show that sort of compassion to poor Joan.
Poor Joan? That's like feeling sorry for a shark when it's taking your leg off.
Well, she might not be chosen.
Not much chance of that. We didn't help it by being that heavy.
Others have stood up to the pressure just as well as Rita.
She was the one that was most likely to blow up, and she did. Now, that's going to count with the governor.
Well, no matter what happens, she is not going out on that work experience, no matter what I have to do.
What are you doing there, Jones? Come on, what's the problem?
Can't have you playing up in here. We better go outside.
No.
She's all right. You want to come and have a game of cards, eh, Merle?
No, I haven't got it. I've put it somewhere safe.
Jones, what are you doing here? Sister Hall's been waiting for over an hour.
Sorry, Mrs. Morris. I forgot. Can I go now?
Go immediately. Now, what is going on?
She was trying to hide under the pool table.
Don't know what's got into her. She has these funny spells.
Well, whatever it is, it's to go no further. Understood?
It's nothing, Mrs. Morris, honest.
And you're wanted in the governor's office.
Me?
I reckon it'll make all the difference in the world. I mean, once you've done it, like just pretending, you get to see what you look like and what you sound like, and you kind of figure out how you're going to do it for real.
Well, that's the object, being able to see yourself as others will.
You're telling me it's a real rare.
Not the rehearsal tape, Lurch. The one Mr. Big Shot's after.
Yeah, but I thought that one was white.
No, not that one. The one where we've got him on the take.
Well, where's that one then?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. We don't bloody know where Mel's put it. We're going to have to turn the place upside down trying to find it.
Right. Well, I reckon you ought to explain this to Reek.
This must be yours, I think.
What happened to it?
It got cooked with tonight's dinner. Someone decided to put baked tape on the menu.
What was in it? Nothing important, I hope.
Oh, we'll never know now, will we?
What do you reckon Mervin's up to this time, girls? Sauce the video with dinner tonight.
That's enough. This isn't a picnic.
Miss Ferguson.
Yes?
I've just heard something I think we ought to act on.
What is it now?
Patterson and Waters have got hold of some alcohol.
Have they?
Yes, I directly overheard them.
They've had you fooled before, Adams.
But they had no idea I could hear them, I'm positive.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure of that. More likely they're just pulling your leg.
Shouldn't we check anyway?
Look, every time you do that and every time you prove wrong, they've scored a point against you. It doesn't do our credibility with them any good.
They need never know. I could check Patterson and Waters' cell right now. If I'm wrong, no one's the wiser.
That isn't how the system works. And if you think you're going to find it in their cells, you're a bigger fool than you sound. They're not stupid, Adams. It won't be in the first place you look, it'll be in the last.
Never struck a situation yet I couldn't talk my way out of. Now, back in 14...
Here we go. Another burn down memory lane.
Oh, you jumped up, Brass. If it was left to you, you should talk us right back in there again.
What did Reynolds say?
She said we had a chance. Look, I reckon it'll be a walkover. I mean, what have they got on us?
Bugger all. We've done 2 months remand already.
Yeah. Well, you just remember what she said about watching your bloody language, all right? What we ought to do is give you a send-off for luck, eh?
Oh, good, that'll be all right. Tea and scones and a sing-song.
Oh, I reckon we can do a bit better than that, eh, Roach?
Yeah. Reckon us jumped-up brats can show you how it's done.
It's a pity we can't select more of them. I'm really impressed with the way they've taken it so seriously.
We're going to be lucky to find prospective employers for the ones we have chosen.
Oh, we knew it wasn't going to be easy.
How many companies have you contacted?
Well, that's all so far. Only 2 takers, I'm afraid, out of 26.
Even 2's quite an achievement.
We might try a different approach. Everyone's really interested until they find out it's inmates of Wentworth. I've got a feeling that if we hit them with the bad news first, then explain the scheme instead of the other way around.
Yeah, start with the negative and finish on the positive.
We could try a side door approach through the local Lions or Rotary clubs. A lot of their members would be businessmen.
Another thing I'd suggest, the women spend so much time indoors, why not have a look at outdoor job areas?
Of course, nurseries.
Or local councils.
I'll leave you to it. Just keep me posted.
Sorry, we're rattling on a bit.
No, don't stop. I'm delighted. It's like a breath of fresh air through the place. Sometimes takes new eyes to see the possibilities.
When can we tell them who's been selected, Mrs. Reynolds?
Breakfast tomorrow morning, I think. We don't want to prolong the agony. Where the hell did you get that from?
Mr. Big Shot!
You bent him. 5 minutes after he's been in the door.
Well, he didn't have much choice. Yeah, you know that tape that got roasted in the oven? He was all over it, handing over $100 to Roach.
For what? For that pillow full of grass. Most expensive bunch of MCs ever bought.
Yeah, that's why we've got to drink it now, fast. He's going to try springing us with it for sure.
Oh, good, you kids are not as silly as you look.
Hey, we could have used that tape forever. How come it finished up in the oven?
Merle.
Oh, gee.
All clear?
Yeah, for the moment. It's a bit risky, isn't it? Shouldn't you wait until after dinner?
No way. Screws will be looking for it by then.
Yeah.
Top dog first.
You stupid buggers. Could have had a regular supply.
Here you go, Les.
Oh, great.
Did you get it? I don't know about them two. I reckon I should be taking some.
Oh, they're bad for you. I told you all about that.
But I don't like taking 4 because they make me sleepy. But maybe if I just take 2, Sister Hall reckons I'm going to get real angry again if I go too long without them.
She's only saying that to scare you.
I don't know.
Well, if you want them back, take them. But I thought they were for Kath. I thought she was your friend.
She is. She's my real good friend.
Well, if you don't care about her headaches.
I do. They're going to fix her up, aren't they? You sure?
Oh, they'll fix her up, Merle. They're going to fix her right up.
You keep them for her then.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing